Hello.
Hello and welcome to Uphill. So Pip told me to get to the point, so I will get to the point quickly. So we left the boat on the 7th of October, moved into our house in Uphill, did all the decorating and got Christmas out of the way, and then we were faced with January and all that kind of January brings with it. So we saw something online and we decided to undertake a program called Red January. So what's Red January all about, Pip?
Well, basically, it's a program put together by a charity called Sport in Mind, and they're a charity that help people through mental health by encouraging physical exercise. And basically, the challenge is to do something physical each and every day during January and raise money for the charity. So that's what we undertook to do.
We did. So we ended up walking every single day in January, and because we enjoyed putting the vlogs together when we were on the Frog, we thought we'd capture it. So we've got it for our kind of future perusal and to
a nice memory for us, and also a nice way to show everybody where we're living now and what we gave up the boat for this amazing location that we're in. So
and for us to get to know the local area as well. We didn't really know much of it.
Find some nice walks, and boy, did we find some nice walks. So this is a little capture of our best bits of Red January. Enjoy. So here we are, day 2 of our Red January challenge.
Still wearing a red coat, but a different red coat today because it's slightly warmer.
I'm wearing a pink coat, as you can probably see. It's actually a really nice day. There are signs of blue sky over there, and we've discovered somewhere we've not been before, which is the Bleedon Levels Nature Reserve, and it's beautiful, isn't it?
And I'll move out the way. You can see over there.
Through that little hole in the fence there.
It's a hide, darling.
Oh, a hide. Sorry,
Yeah,
it's hiding.
It's a special hide.
We'll put a video up of what I saw through there. It's absolutely beautiful. So amazing. So thanks to Red January, because we would probably not have discovered this. Well, we would have at some point, but not today.
So we take all that back. We would have discovered it, but it's great to discover it early in January. I think that's what you mean, darling.
Yes, right. We'll get going now.
Okay, bye.
Bleedon Levels Nature Reserve was established in the 1990s. It spans 27 hectares and is called a managed retreat. The saltmarsh is farmland that was given back to nature. After building a new sea defence wall, the old one was breached, letting in salt water at high tides and allowing the specialist salt-loving plants to establish. It's an important part of flood defence, reducing the power of incoming high tides during storms, as well as being a real boon for nature.
Quality video.
Professional, that's us.
You need to have one of those things strapped around here, so you like the one that knocked Usain Bolt over.
That Usain Bolt has, yeah, because I'm so like Usain Bolt.
Weston's Grand Pier was opened in 1904 and has been Grade 2 listed since 1983. It is 366 metres or 1,201 feet long. The pier has burnt down on 2 occasions, firstly in 1930 and lastly in 2008. A great job was done on the rebuild and it looks fantastic now.
Good morning or good afternoon probably now. It's day 4 of the Red January challenge. We have extended our walk through the Bleeding Bird Sanctuary or whatever it's called, and we've reached what's called Breen Cross Sluice. Now we're stood on top of effectively what is a dam that's letting the River Axe through. You can hear it in the background.
Hang on.
Okay,
Sorry.
so behind Pip you can see that's the controlled part of the river, sort of,
There you go.
and the other side, you turn around, effectively you can see
Great filming.
beyond this sluice, you can just make out what would be the tidal surge of the River Axe. So this ensures that the tidal surge doesn't go any further inland.
These photos show a bit more clearly the controlled section of the River Axe, contrasting with the tidal section below the sluice. Whilst the sluice has been here for some time, the path across the top was only officially opened in 2017, and it links the seafront at Weston to the hill fort at Breen Down, a distance of about 8 miles. When the path was completed, a bird screen was erected to avoid walkers and cyclists disturbing nesting wildlife. After crossing the golf course, a short walk through some bushes, and we're back on Uphill Beach. This is what I was filming as I walked down the steps. Apologies for the shaky hand. It was a really windy day, and this paraglider was making the most of it. The strong winds had created a strong tide the night before, so there were rich pickings in driftwood. This one was a bit heavy, but worth the work. The climb to the old roofless St Nicholas Church isn't very long, but boy is it steep. I realised just how unfit I'd become since leaving the boat. You really get a fantastic view of the village from up here. From St Nicholas Church, it's a short walk to Uphill Tower. Artillery had been mounted on this hill as far back as 1588, awaiting the Spanish Armada. The tower is dated long after that and was originally a working windmill. It really is great to see the beach being used in so many different ways. Weston Woods cover an area of about 130 hectares and dominate the northern skyline of Weston-super-Mare, providing an amazing backdrop. Probably its most famous visitor was Dwight D. Eisenhower, who was the Supreme Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Forces in Western Europe. He spent a night here in a military caravan just one day before the D-Day landings. Weston Woods provided cover for many American troops under canvas. Eisenhower was given the option of staying in a hotel in town, but instead preferred to be with his men, knowing that the next day the invasion would begin. There is also evidence of a much earlier military encampment in the form of Woldbury Camp. It's an Iron Age hill fort and is now a protected scheduled monument.
So here we are, it's day 12 I think,
January
and it's
the
the
12th.
most perfect day for walking. Look at the weather. The scenery is stunning, and we've walked from Uphill Beach, and we're now
We're
Weston.
Yeah, we're right at the other end of Weston Beach, and we're going along to Birnbeck Pier. You'll see from the vlog we went to Birnbeck Pier the other day, but from the other direction, coming down from Weston Woods. So this is our first time walking from the house all the way to Birnbeck and back again. And as Pip said, it's
just
gorgeous.
the most gorgeous day. And look, there's Weston-super-Mare Pier in the sunshine. Wow, gorgeous. Come along with us.
Birnbeck Pier is unique, as it's the only pier in the country which links the mainland to an island, Birnbeck Island. The pier was designed by Eugenius Birch and was opened in 1867. It's now a Grade 2 listed. Despite this status, it has fallen into disrepair, and part of it was lost in the storms of 2015. Haile Selassie was the Emperor of Ethiopia, who was exiled between 1936 and 1940. To the Rastafarian movement, he is literally God incarnate. He visited Weston during his exile in Bath and paid a visit to the Tropicana. Most trade out of Uphill was across the Bristol Channel to Wales. Sheep came in one direction and lime from the kilns here went in the other to feed the burgeoning steel industry. Tintersfield had a hunting lodge on its site from the mid-16th century, but it wasn't until the 1830s that this Georgian mansion was built by William Gibbs, whose huge fortune came from guano from South America used as fertilizer. The house was built in a Gothic revival style and is now Grade 1 listed and part of the National Trust. It's a beautiful property and we were lucky to visit it on a beautiful day. It's well worth coming to see. It was great to see the early signs of spring too.
So here we are, the last day of January.
31st of January, yes, we made it through Red January doing
Walked every day.
an activity every single day.
Yeah.
And you can see behind us our last challenge.
Put your hand down and then we can see. There you go. That's
I'll have to shut my eyes if I do, the sun
last
is really
challenge.
bright.
We're going to climb up Green Down. So
Which is interesting because it's about a mile and a half away as the crow flies from our house, but it's a 9-mile drive to get here because of the river Axe. But there we go.
let's
We're
do
gonna
it.
go
The
again.
sun is shining and we're going to enjoy the climb up there. See you up there.
Its prominent position means that this site has a long history, with the earliest recorded settlements from the Middle to the early Bronze Age. The current buildings were constructed in the 1860s as one of the Palmerston forts to provide protection to the ports of the Bristol Channel, and was decommissioned in 1901, only to be recommissioned again for World War II. This small building, right out on the headland, was used in the Second World War for a searchlight, sending its beam over 2 miles out into the channel. You can see that the wind and the sea action has lifted the front canopy back on itself.
Yeah, we've made it to the end of the Green Down fort.
Yeah, we're stood actually in the old engine house of the fort, out. So when I've done a bit more research, when I've used Mr. Google, I'll be able to tell you a bit more about the history of this fort, which is perched right out on the end of Breakdown, giving amazing views of the Bristol Channel.
Let's just do a quick squeeze around there. You can see this is what part of the old fortress. Okay. Oh, spooky.
So we're now in a building built in the 1870s, which was the gunpowder magazine. So here you can see the walls and the rounded ceiling. This has been hewn out of the cliff to provide maximum protection should there have been an explosion here. So when the guards used to, when the armourers used to come down here, they weren't allowed to bring anything metal whatsoever into this chamber, because one spark and it's goodbye to the end of Breakdown.
Don't forget the trigger point lady in here.
This is my Strava readout for January, just to confirm we actually did what we said we did.
So there we are. In summary, we walked every single day in January, come rain or shine. Mostly shine, I have to say, which we were very relieved that it was one of the driest Januaries on record. So
yeah, hopefully
that was a bonus.
The vlog shows, there was an awful lot of blue sky around, which was great. So there were 31 days, and it was 33 hours of walking in those 31 days.
Not all in one go, obviously.
Not all in one go. Totaling 105 miles and climbing about 3,400 feet. So.
And to date, we've raised over £200 for the charity Sport in Mind. I think we all have a greater appreciation of how important good mental health can be. So we're really happy to support the charity. And in doing so, I think, well, I personally feel that I've improved my mental health by walking every day. It really did. There were some days where I really struggled to get out the door, but once you're out there and walking, you come back and reflect and you think, wow, that really did help. So hope that you've enjoyed watching our little video log.
I think my observation would be when we were on the Frog, every single day you had a purpose, because you kind of woke up and you were going to typically move the boat, and right. You were going to head for a destination. And what Red January gave us in January was that that purpose through the month and got us into February with spring. Just around the corner.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Not very far away now.
So watch this space. We can't promise any more vlogs, but we probably
knowing
will.
You, they probably will be.
We probably will find something else to hopefully capture and for our kind of historic perusal.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Take care.